This podcast mentions alcohol and has adult content. Not suitable for children or the faint at heart. For entertainment purposes only. This is the Tales of a Small Town Bartender podcast. You have been warned.
Hey everyone, this is Tony.
This is Sean. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate you being here. How's it going?
Good. It's going great.
Did my voice just crack like Peter Brady in the old
It
Brady
kind of
Bunch?
did. It kind of did a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think it did. I'd like to welcome myself to puberty. Hi, everybody.
What was that song? Yeah, what was that song they sang? When it's time to change?
Time to change. It's time to rearrange. Who you are and what you're going to be.
I used to love that show, I have to say.
Yeah, me too. I used to watch Brady Bunch every day. There was actually a few shows in the heavy rotation. I'm sure it was the same way for you. I mean, we were like Gen X TV, right?
Yep.
You get home from school. Were you a latchkey kid?
At some point I was. At first my grandparents lived there, with us, so they were there. But when they moved out, yeah.
Yeah, so you're latchkey kid, so you basically have to babysit yourself for a few hours for mom and dad get home.
And then get my sister.
Was
I had to get my sister off the bus because she was younger than me.
Oh, that was troublesome.
That
was a bad idea. Basically had to fend for ourselves. Anyway, so there's a cruise, right? I mean, big deal, right? There's a cruise. But this is like a whiskey lovers dream trip to Antarctica. Okay. So what you do, and I don't know how much this costs, but I suppose you could look it up and find out. But it takes off from, and I'm going to butcher the name of this town. I apologize. Ushuaia. It's at the southern tip of Argentina. It takes off from the southern tip of Argentina, and it crosses the Antarctic Circle and kind of skirts the edge of the ice field, the world's largest ice field, apparently, and then goes back to port 15 days later. And on this cruise, in 15 days, you could sample 9 different whiskeys per day and still not work your way completely through the list.
9 per day?
9 per day and still not get your way through the list. So they have everything. So at one point in the journey, guests are invited to a one-off whiskey tasting offering a hidden lounge. 200 passengers on board are ever craving anything exclusive. They all have decanters back in their suites. A personal butler can fill it with the desired whiskey to be enjoyed atop private balconies, or they can take away tipples from a smaller top deck bar in plastic tumblers. I'm guessing these are like Tervis tumblers to sip in the adjoining hot tub. So amazing, right? What a joy!
I don't know.
I would absolutely. No, not your thing.
No, that's
okay. I just found the price for it. It's definitely not my thing anymore.
I gotta hear it.
Everything's included. It's all inclusive. All the private stuff, the unlimited bourbon, whiskey. It starts at $18,685 a person.
Okay.
10 different dining options. A Michelin caliber chef's table. So you have plated courses are matched with wines and bourbons and whiskeys and stuff. And they have everything from Japanese stuff to American stuff. But just what a crazy 135 top shelf bottles.
Incredible. If I was going to spend that much money on a cruise, I wouldn't care about the whiskey. I would want it to be a Mediterranean cruise for like 3 weeks where I could get off the boat and see places. Yeah, I don't feel like just the whiskey would do it.
I think at that price range, unless you're doing, I think unless you're doing something specific, kind of like this, why not take that 19 grand, 18 grand, and just get your own damn boat?
Yeah, right.
Rent a crew and a boat and just cruise around the Caribbean, right? Why not?
Yeah. Have you been on a cruise?
I have not.
Okay, I have been on a cruise. They are great, but there are a lot of people on the boat.
That's a problem for me. That is a problem for me. I have a lot of people who keep trying to talk me into going on cruises.
Oh, it was.
But I have not. Yeah, I have not caved.
It was.
Where did you go?
My best. We only went to the Bahamas out of New York.
Okay, that's a pretty good distance.
Yeah, I know. It was good. My husband doesn't like to fly, so we went out of New York. And
yeah,
it was a 7 night actually.
Yeah.
7 night, so 8 day. It was nice. We went to Florida first, and then we went to their private island. I forget, Great Stirrup Cay, I think it was, for one day, and went to Nassau, Bahamas, and then came back. And I have to say, it was the best vacation we've ever had, but there's a lot of people on the boat.
Okay, so I need you to qualify this. You said, quote, it's the best vacation we've ever had. Why? Why is it the best vacation you ever had?
Because I didn't have to do dishes, didn't have to clean anything, didn't have to do laundry, didn't have to do anything for a whole week. We ate out at the restaurants on the boat every night, except for when we were in the Bahamas, we ate on the island.
Sure.
We got room service if we wanted room service. We went to every bar on the boat. We did a pub crawl on the boat, which there was 9 bars, by the way, on the boat. So the pub crawl, you went to all 9 bars in a half an hour.
Good hip hooray.
Yeah, I was very drunk.
Mackerel.
I was very drunk at the end.
Yeah, I would say.
You had a drink in every one. And they were all different. Like,
wow.
The first one was a shot and a beer. The second one was a Cosmo. I don't remember what the rest of them were after that. And the last one was 2 shots. I remember the last one was 2 shots. But I was fine until I got in the elevator to go back to the room.
Oh, and it moves.
Mm-hmm.
And so did the boat. How did you manage that?
I didn't get seasick at all. It's crazy. Nice. I didn't, not at all. And I didn't do the wristband or the Dramamine or anything. I was just totally fine.
Yeah, you think is that wristband worth a shit? Is that really a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It just seems like a bunch of hooey to me.
I don't know.
What an old person word. A bunch of hooey. It seems like a bunch of shit to me. I don't understand how it would work. Maybe it's a bunch of hooey because I don't know how it works. I don't know. But well, it's good to know that you can go out and have a good time despite the throngs of people, which I've heard that from more than one person. But I do have to say that, if I can spit it out. No, I do have to say that people who go on cruises love to sell going on cruises.
I've only been on one.
Despite the drawbacks, and there are drawbacks, despite the troubles, the issues that can happen and do happen, the people who go on cruises are a good cruise salesperson.
Yep.
Because all they do is talk about like the great stuff, like you did, and how much fun it is, and
they have
you bring
shows,
home positive memories.
They have so much to do on the boat. I mean, they had something going every night, every day, every night, every morning.
You bring home a bunch of positive memories, which in your case is the best vacation you've ever had.
Yep.
And you didn't have to do a dish.
Didn't have to wash dishes. I always have to cook and clean when we're on vacation,
Yeah. Even if you rent like an Airbnb or something like that, it's always like,
I'm still cooking and cleaning. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to follow up from last week. What did we do? Dumb laws. Where was dumb? Like dumb New York laws? What was it?
Those were New York laws, yeah.
Yeah, dumb New York laws. So you on the side you said, or was it on the show? I don't remember. Anyway, I got a brain like a wide hole sieve. Spaghetti would fall through it. You wanted me to get dumb Vegas laws, so I did do a little bit of homework and got some dumb Vegas laws.
That was on the side, right? But that's okay.
Okay, so yeah, and hey, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, we talk when we're not on the air. Just so you know.
Just a little.
I know, crazy. All right, so I put together some dumb Vegas laws, and there are some dumb ones, and it's not just Vegas, so let's just call them dumb Nevada laws. Most of them are from Vegas, so number one is you can't swear on the Las Vegas Strip. There is no profanity on the Las Vegas Strip.
That's funny.
So, yeah. This law was actually passed in 1911, believe it or not. That's more than a day ago. And was aimed, it wanted to prevent riffraff from sullying the city streets with unclean words. Well, now Vegas has turned into what it turned into. And the law remains on the books. City Municipal Ordinance 10.40.030. The use of profane, vile, or obscene languages or words upon a public streets, alley, highway, or the city is prohibited. It remains on the books, but it's not enforced. So this next one is stupid because it's pretty much everywhere. It's illegal to give a perm without a license, which is you need to be
hair perm.
Yeah, you got to be a cosmetologist. Yeah, a perm. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to be a licensed cosmetologist, which is stupid. Of course you do.
Well,
this one I found kind of funny.
Let me side note that.
Counterpoint.
I used to perm my friend's hair, and I never had a license to do that. So,
you rapscallion,
I know,
lawbreaker. Right? If you were in Vegas, you could be arrested for that.
I see that.
It doesn't specify whether or not it's commercial or. So the law doesn't specify, or this article, I should say, doesn't specify if it's. Oh wait, yes, it does. It says this means it's illegal for a mother to give her daughter a perm in Nevada without a license.
Mm.
And then Dad joked the end of it by saying, "Talk about a hair-raising situation." Do you know what a cat fancier is?
A cat fancier? Is that someone who likes cats?
Cat fancier? I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, it's someone who likes cats, but it's someone who there's a law passed about the keeping of cats in Las Vegas. It's a city of Las Vegas ordinance that lays out a cat fancier or fancier, whatever. Any person owning, keeping, or possessing on his or her property up to 8 adult cats for the purpose of showing them. In order to gain the title of cat fancier or whatever, you must obtain a permit from the city and participate at least one feline show or event each calendar year. And if you don't do that, then you're in violation of this city code 7.04.140.
Okay, so no crazy cat ladies.
Yeah, no crazy cat ladies. You can also you cannot hula hoop or unicycle on Fremont Street. Are you familiar with Fremont?
No.
So Fremont is basically it's like the second most famous street in the city behind the Strip itself. There's a whole bunch of attractions there. The Horseshoe is a big one. The Fremont Hotel Casino, the Golden Gate Casino, Golden Nugget. It was, I think, it's the first paved street in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
But I think so. But it has a bunch of bars, restaurants, entertainments, all in one area. So it's tons and tons of foot traffic. It was a place to be on New Year's. It was just packed. Looked like a good time, but I didn't go down there, but watched YouTube streamers. It was looked fun. But the law actually targets hula hoops 4 foot and larger. So if your hula hoop is smaller than 4 feet, you don't need to worry. And basically, they're just trying to prevent people from get in the way.
Yeah, I can see.
Another ordinance. Yeah. I mean, you're just down there trying to have a good time, and you're getting bopped with a 4-foot hula hoop. Nobody needs that. So the city stepped in, and also stepped in with a separate ordinance that bans the use of bicycle, rollerblades, skateboards, and other wheeled vehicles on public sidewalks. It goes for unicycles as well, so you can't get fancy and try to get around it. This is one of the nicest laws that I've seen. Bizarre laws, one of the nicest bizarre laws in Reno, which is just about 20 miles from the border of California. You can't place a seat on a public sidewalk.
Okay.
So that means like a bench, a chair, a seat, a blanket, a folding chair, or any object on any street, alley, sidewalk, or obstruct any pedestrian traffic. Why?
What do you mean why? Because they don't want the traffic obstructed.
Right, street performers.
Oh, street performers. Okay.
Street performers. So yeah, you're gonna sit down with your little 3-piece bucket band or whatever. Can't do it. So it's also illegal to ride a camel on the highway.
Are there a lot of camels there?
Well, there's a story from the Mojave Desert in southern Nevada, which Congress approved funding for the U.S. Army Camel Corps, and they tested camels carrying military personnel and equipment from New Mexico to Nevada to find a suitable wagon route for future travels. They had Bactrian camels. They're like the one hump camels. They had 25 of them. Drivers and support personnel made the trip, and then they disbanded after the trip due to difficulty involved in keeping the camels around. So they were sold to local business owners, and they ended up being used as transport for commercial goods, freight, and other stuff across the state. But it made the use of, with the introduction of like cars and stuff, it made the use of camels obsolete and dangerous. So they were just like, yeah, no more riding camels on the highway, bro.
I get that too.
Driving down Nevada highway is already interesting enough. You don't need to run across a camel. Eureka, Nevada forbids men with mustaches from kissing women, which I thought was interesting.
Just men with mustaches.
Century. Yeah, just men with mustaches because it's gross. And that's exactly why they passed it, because it's gross. Still stands on the books today, has been overturned, but it comes from the late 19th century. Yeah. So late 1800s. Yeah. A man may not purchase drinks for more than 3 people other than himself at any point during the day in the town of Nyala. Which I guess is kind of similar to some laws in New York and New Jersey, yes?
Yeah. Depending where you are.
Yeah, so I mean that's not completely weird.
I would need some more context with that. I mean, like you can't buy, like say you're in a bar and you're with 6 people and you buy a round. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Does that count for that?
Specifically, the law states that a man may or may not purchase drinks for more than 3 people other than himself at any point during the day.
I guess he can't buy a round then.
No, the law does not mention what type of drinks the rule covers, but realistically applies to only alcohol. And the law was obviously meant to reduce drunkenness in the town. Whether or not it actually succeeded, it probably didn't. Remains a mystery. So,
wonder if they have a drunk problem there.
Yeah, they probably did. Yeah, small town like that. And then, so here's one that just made the law or just made the news recently here because it just passed January 1st. Standing or stopping is now banned on pedestrian bridges on the Las Vegas Strip. And this is where visitors stop to take pictures, selfies and stuff with the lights or watch street performers. You can't do that anymore.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah. And the overwhelming scuttlebutt is that this law was passed strictly for the F1 races, so people just couldn't stand there and watch the F1 races instead of paying for it.
Ah.
So some under the table bullshit between F1 and the Vegas City Council, who knows, has not come to light yet, but that's what everybody believes. So, yeah.
I don't know.
One,
that's what
people frequently think this is
illegal, but it's not. In Vegas casinos, actually most casinos, card counting.
Oh yeah.
Card counting is completely legal.
Really?
But there is a but. The casino can choose not to serve you, just like not serving any of its other customers.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can't go in a casino and expect to fleece them for $50,000, and if your card counting is effective and you're good at it, and not expect them to take notice and not do anything about it, because they can and will.
Right.
But it's not illegal, though. They can't have you arrested for it. So that's something that I found very interesting. The casino can just treat you like somebody who's intoxicated and drank too much and just kick you out. So that's it.
So now all our subscribers know that.
Yeah. Now everybody needs to work on, like, I don't even know how many decks they have in a blackjack deck in a casino, like 7 or 9. It's something ridiculously asinine, and then they reshuffle after like 2 decks, so it's like impossible really to get a beat on. But and you would have to be extremely good or extremely lucky, probably.
If I put the alcohol with it, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, forget it. I'm not going there with a good time. Forget it.
Nah.
So there's a big game coming up.
Yep. The big game.
Have you ever heard commercials like on the radio or like on TV where they're always calling it like the big game?
Yes,
the big game is coming up.
The big game is coming up because we can't say what it is.
Yes.
The big game.
Exactly. You can't say what it is. Why? Because you're making money off of NFL product.
Mm-hmm.
And NFL makes money off of NFL product. You don't make money off of NFL product.
Yep.
Because if you do, big bad boy NFL will come and take your Cheerios and take all your breakfast cereal and go home, mommy. Powders. So it's the big game, but I like to call it. I like to call this alleged big game that could or cannot be having. I don't know. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe that big game isn't the one I'm talking about. Maybe I'm talking about the superb owl.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we got 4 teams left as of this recording. In the upcoming weekend here in the next few days, we'll be down to 2 teams to compete against each other for the superb owl. And we'll see who the best owl is after all is said and done. And you wanted to talk about the superb owl, which is a great bar. What a great bar. It's like the 3rd Christmas for bars.
Yeah, right?
The 4th Christmas. I mean, we got the day after Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Or the day before Thanksgiving?
The day before Thanksgiving. Day before Thanksgiving, yep.
You got Thanksgiving, you got New Year's, and you got the superb owl.
Superb owl. I love that superb owl.
So yeah, take it. I don't know if it's not going to it'll get you out of trouble if you put that up at work, but
oh, I don't know. Yeah. The thing is, our bar closes at 6 o'clock, so we don't.
No.
Yeah, on Sunday we close at 6 now. Ever since COVID.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, ever since COVID, because our business died after COVID. So
that's strange.
Yeah.
And it never rebounded.
Not on Sunday. Nope.
Wow, I'll be darned.
We used to open.
So you're not even going to be open.
Well, we're open till 6. We're 12 to 6 on Sunday. The big game is at 6:30.
But we don't make any money off of it, so
no.
Fuck them.
No.
That's what I say. So you guys aren't even going to be open for the superb owl.
No, but I do. I have some pools going. I just printed up my pool sheets today, and I texted it to a couple people. So you know,
doing the squares.
The squares, yeah.
How much
it's just me. It's personal. It's not the bar. The bar's not allowed to do it. It's me, just personal. Okay. I have three going. They're 100 squares each. They are one's $5 a square, one's $10 a square, and one's $20 a square.
Okay. Do you take Vimeo? No, I'm just kidding. I don't
do.
have any of those apps. I'm just kidding. I don't have any of those apps.
I even put on my little thing, Venmo and Cash App.
You hear that, listeners?
Nah.
Get some. Okay. So you had a story about the Super Bowl.
Yes, somebody sent in a story. It's a very short one.
Go on.
So her name is Eve, and she said, "My first superb owl, working as a bartender. I was wearing the underdog team's colors. When the underdog team won the game, there was a huge fight. One of the losing team's fans stole my tip jar and left."
What?
Yeah, that's what I was like. What? Several of the other.
What the hell?
Oh, I know, but listen, it gets worse. Several of the other drunks said that I deserved to have my tip stolen because of my winning team spirit. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah. So from that day forward, I've worn an official's shirt, a black hat, black shorts, and a whistle. I rake in the tips from both teams. I highly recommend an official's shirt to wear while you work game days.
That is a genius idea.
Right?
Because, I mean, let's face it, the officials win every game anyway.
Yep.
That's incredible. I love it. What a great story.
If one makes a bad call, I don't know if I'd want to have that official shirt on.
You just start flagging people in the bar, throw flags. Yeah. Have a whole waistband full of flags and just flag and point. You got to buy the bar around. If you get that opens up a whole slew of ideas. If you're open, if you're open on like the fourth coolest day of the year to drink, I mean, you could do all kinds of cool stuff, but you're not, so you can't.
Oh, we used to be. I used to work Sunday nights until
darn it, bar.
When my middle son was going to join the Air Force. Sunday was the only day of the week that everybody had off except for me. So I started taking off Sundays. I gave it to somebody else. So before that, I probably worked 8 maybe of the superb owl Sundays.
Superb owls. Well, that's nice. Well, I'm sad your place isn't open. I think it's a lost opportunity, but if you're not having the traffic, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad, but a sign of the times.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not end on a down. I heard you have a drunker kid.
I do.
Little birdie told me.
You're going to like this one.
Yeah, go on.
You're going to laugh. Okay.
All right.
Farted in the middle of a movie and started to cry. Was I drunk or a kid?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, this is another one. This is like last week, where you have enough information, but you have to make the leaps of logic yourself in order to really determine. Farted in a movie, but then. All right, so yeah, this is totally possible by both. But I think in this case, I'm leaning more in one direction than the other. I'm going to go with a kid.
Nope.
God.
And she even explained the whole thing. It was a female.
She?
Yep, she was
Oh
drunk.
my gosh, I love it. I love it.
On a first date at the movie theater, and she reached over to get her popcorn and farted, and it was loud, and everybody looked at her, and she said the guy she was on a date with had a disgusted look on his face, and she started to cry.
Oh, what a douche. It's an accident. It happens. It's happened to me before. I'll admit it.
And I'm sure you didn't cry.
I did not. I turned 50 Shades of Red, but I didn't cry. Which I don't get embarrassed easy, but that was pretty embarrassing. Here's the scene. Ready? Here's the scene. I'm in an Italian restaurant, and they have like wooden benches, wooden table, or a wooden chair, wooden bench, and a wooden back, and it's very unforgiving. 90-degree angle between the chair or the seat portion and the back portion.
Right.
Very unforgiving, very hard. And this becomes important because we're done eating. I've got a full stomach, and I'm sliding over, and stuff is just moving around, and everything is not good. And I go to push off the table to stand up, and I strained, and something was a little looser than it should have been, and just completely blew ass trying to stand up on accident. But the problem wasn't the fact that I farted. The problem was the fact that I was kind of on but kind of off the bench. So the fart used the bench as like a piano soundboard.
Oh no.
And oh gosh, yeah, and echoed through the restaurant.
Wow.
It was like embarrassingly loud. But I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anybody, right? But man, it was just like, this is the most unfortunate chain of events, but it's hysterical. We still laugh about it to this day.
Good thing
it happens at what?
Good thing you were on your way out of the restaurant.
Yeah, I would have had a new nickname for the entire visit. Okay, gaseous clay. What are you gonna have for your main meal? I don't know. Probably just a amagani. But yeah, it just used that seat like a soundboard. It just was like, wah, and that was it. And I mean, it happens to everybody, and that's just my story, and amongst millions. And that's what I'm telling myself to feel better. But she did it and cried.
Yeah, she cried.
I don't like the. Makes me feel bad that he did that to her. He kind of like, well, you could be.
I'm hoping they broke up after that, and then she didn't have to deal with him anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of a good thing now that you put it that way, because you don't want to get a year into a relationship and find out he's that guy,
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. All right, so drunk and a woman blowing ass in the movie theater. Gotta love it.
That was the best one.
All right, so we're gonna do. I like it. That's a really good one. A double twist there. All right, so let's do New York versus. So we're gonna do. I have a random state generator in front of me. I'm gonna pick a random state in the United States, and I'm gonna say we're gonna say New York or this state based off of the things that we know about that state, and just prove how ignorant we are, and mostly how I am about travel and or other states in the United States. Tony has a list because we've been at this for a while. So we may find a duplicate, and if we do, we'll just select another random one. And random state is Texas. Is Texas on the list?
We have not done Texas yet, and I have been there.
You've been there?
I've been there twice.
Awesome. Where did you go?
San Antonio, both times.
That's way down.
Yeah.
Way down south in the state, right? By the Gulf?
Is it by the Gulf? It's in a little bit.
For the Googs.
We went to the Riverwalk both times we were there. It's very nice. That's very nice. We went to the Alamo once. That was kind of boring.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was boring. Not a lot to look at.
San Antonio. Okay. San Antonio looks to be about halfway between Dallas and basically, is that South Padre Island down there?
Terrible pizza.
Awful pizza. Good barbecue. Good barbecue. So I've been through there a few times. I've been in Dallas. I was stationed in El Paso for a short time. Had a great time in Juarez before that turned into a crazy zoo. Stayed in Amarillo. Stayed in Amarillo on the way back home. And Texas isn't bad. Texas isn't bad. I think I like it more because it tends to be more on the freedom side of things that I prefer. But it still can be kind of weird. And also the humidity in the summer is incredibly oppressive. Very humid in the summertime. Were you there during the summer?
We were there once in June, and it was 110 degrees. And we were there in January. And it was like 40 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know it got so cold. I didn't know it got so cold there.
Wow, crazy. So very diverse state, huge state. You can drive across in 2 days. It's one of the biggest states in the union. So there's a lot of open ground, there's just a lot of big cities and a lot to do, a lot of shore. And for me, I would get out of New York and away from the people and be able to have, 5 acres in the middle of nowhere, but still have access to the big city. I'd be a huge fan of that. I'm gonna go Texas on this one.
I'm gonna stick with New York.
Yeah? Explain yourself.
I don't know. I didn't like any of the food when we were there.
No, you didn't?
No, but we didn't go to any good barbecue places, but we went to what are those steakhouses? The ones that keep bringing you all the food. That was a lot of food. What are those? They're what are they called? I can't think of the name of them.
Seemed like a Brazilian steakhouse.
That's it. Yeah, the Brazilian steakhouse. Yeah. Okay. That's what it was.
Okay.
So we went to one of those, and that was good. But that was $50 a person, so we wouldn't do that all the time.
No.
But I mean, it was worth it. It was definitely worth it.
Good stuff. Did it taste good?
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. They give you like a coaster, and there's 2 different colors on it. So like green, if the green's facing up, they're going to keep bringing food out. If you flip it over to the other side, that means you're done. They're not going to bring food out anymore. So my son didn't know about the coaster, and his was on green, and we just kept going over to him, and he kept taking more, because they were bringing it to him. He's like, why do they keep bringing it to me? Off. Yeah.
Your coaster.
It was good though.
Gosh, that's great. Yeah, Brazilian steakhouse. It pretty much that's the experience for Brazilian steakhouses if you've never been. Yeah, they'll give you the meat sweats. They'll give you the meat sweats. Weird Texas laws for drinking. The entire Encyclopedia Britannica was once banned because it contained the formula for making beer at home.
Wow.
Texas being Texas. Texas state law prohibits taking more than 3 sips of beer at a time while standing. And that confuses me, the wording on that, because how can you ever take more than 1 sip at a time?
Right.
I don't think you could.
What do they mean? Maybe they don't want you to like guzzle the whole thing while you're standing. I don't know.
Don't stand. Yeah, right. No, that's actually a really good point. So it'd prevent you from slamming a beer and just getting a new one while you're standing there at the bar. Yeah, and just go back to your seat and sit down and don't be a heathen. I think in Houston, beer may not be sold after midnight on Sunday, which is same in New York if I remember right.
It used to be. I don't know if it still is. I don't even know.
Yeah, that used to be it. Yeah, maybe they changed it. However, it can be sold anytime on Monday, which happens to begin right after midnight on Sunday. So when is it illegal exactly?
Yeah, right?
That's the law there. That's what it says. So that's why we have weird laws, right?
That makes no sense at all.
So the drunk quote for this week is from Mr. Stephen King.
Oh, I love him.
Stephen King. Stephen's alcohol quote was that he used to be did a very poor job of managing his addictions to drugs and alcohol, but he famous writer, of course. His quote is, "I work until beer o'clock." What's the hate about that?
Yeah. So
guess what we got coming up, folks?
Exactly what time is beer o'clock? I want to know.
That's exactly it. It's whenever you designate beer o'clock.
It's exactly like the no beer on Sunday after midnight, but you can sell it on Monday.
Right. Beer o'clock. Just happens to be beer o'clock.
Yeah.
Midnight on Sunday, 12:01. So guess what we got coming up, folks? In a couple weeks is Valentine's Day. And we would love to tell your bad breakup stories, your unfortunate breakup stories.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna, if I can remember, I'm gonna try to look for those. We want to have just as much. I have an example. Pardon me. Rephrase. I have this picture of the most morose show ever of just these horrible breakup stories for Valentine's Day. Just this absolute antonym to the Hallmark holiday known for love, peace, and togetherness. So let's see if we can make that happen. Send us your bad stories. Where do you want to send them to? talesofasmalltownbartender@gmail.com. You can also visit us at talesofasmalltownbartender.com. And also my favorite link, buymeacoffee.com/toastb, TOASTB, Tales of a Small Town Bartender. Buymeacoffee.com/toastb. And then also we have the YouTube channel that hopefully once Sean can get about 5 minutes of free time and start sending up his video stuff and become a real doing it for the gram kind of guy and catch up with Tony. And our YouTube is @toastbartender. So tune in for that. Send us your bad breakup stories. And most of all, have a good week. So
be good to yourself.
All right.
Really be good to yourself.
Yeah,
be good to each other.
That's what I want to say. Yeah, be good to each other. And here's the strangest thing. All right, so if you're just starting to listen to the show, you haven't listened for a while, at the end of every show, Tony was saying, well, we both were saying, have a good night, because we record at night. But if you're listening, you could be listening at any time, so it doesn't make any sense, right? So to make it, we finally, after episode 75 or where we're at now, We
22.
finally want to make it 20. Okay, so after episode 22, we finally want to make an outro that makes sense. That doesn't make you go, wait, what the fuck did they just say? And I accidentally blurted something out last week at the end of the episode. It was like, be good to each other or something like that, I think it was.
And that's it.
And yeah, be good to each other. And then that would be the end of the episode because I love the message. And then today I'm at work and we're closing out a meeting and somebody just blurts that out at the end of the meeting.
Really?
No shit.
Huh.
I was like, wait, what? What? Did I leave my show notes up somewhere at work? Totally weird. Just a very strange coincidence. So anyway, do you have anything? For our wonderful listeners?
No, that was it.
Of course, we'll take anything by request at talesofasmalltownbartender@gmail.com. Of course, we have the Facebook as well. So, and then we'll take your money, put some gas in the show's tank at buymeacoffee.com/toast2be. So give us a visit, say hi, do whatever, and throw us some show content. Maybe we'll have you on and we can talk to you on live during recording. So
yes,
that'd be great. Anything additional, Miss Tony?
No.
All right. For Tales of a Small Town Bartender, I'm Sean.
I'm Tony.
Be good to each other.
You can email us at talesofasmalltownbartender@gmail.com. Check our socials. Facebook, facebook.com/talesofasmalltownbartender. Instagram, instagram.com/talesofasmalltownbar/. TikTok, @talesofabartender. Buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/toastbe.
Dixon. Oh, nice name today.
I had to do something to get your attention. I haven't noticed the last couple, so I'll keep you guessing.
I did notice. I just didn't say anything.
My first name is Dixon.
Mm.
And my mother was a poor choice of marriage.
Have you seen the movie Saltburn yet?
What is it? Saltburn?
Saltburn?
No.
It's on Amazon Prime. Oh my God. That your name reminded me of it.
Saltburn the movie. Let me see.
It is weird.
Dark comedy.
Weird. Like yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I like it. Nobody I've ever heard of. Nude dance. Cool.
I watched it the other night. Last night. Was it last night? Yeah, last night I watched it.
Kicking off
after my class.
Nice.
Speaking of my class, one of our classmates was at my class last night. Yeah, she was there with.
Did she listen to the pod?
I don't think so. I don't know. She didn't say anything about it.
She's totally good to me.
Did you know that if you tell Alexa, I don't want to say it loud because I have an Alexa and she'll do it. If you say Alexa,
hell yeah, Will.
It'll play right on your Alexa device.
That's pretty cool. I like that. All right, are you ready to get this shindig kicked off?
Yep.
All right, let's give them what they came for.
Okay.
Right. Let's do it.
All right.
Be good to each other.
I wanted to say it at the same time. No.
Oh, sorry. Let's do it. All right. For Tales of a Small Town Bartender, I'm Sean.
I'm Tony.
And you be
good to each other.
To each other. We're gonna have to work on that. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.
Let's do that one more time, and you just say it.
Okay. I'll say it, and then you can just jump on if you're feeling it, right?
Okay.
I'm Sean.
I'm Tony. All right, that's good.
If you don't leave all three of those on there, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I'll put them at the end.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Including this part too.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Anyway. All right. Good
was
time.
funny.
Good time.
Yeah.
That was fun, funny, and fun.
Yeah.
Which is how it should be, I think.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.